Hi everyone, I'm going to start our class notes on law of sines. These notes should be taken on the 19th of March. It's covered in two of the sections, so you see 20.1 and 20.2 because of that. We use the law of sines when you're asked to solve a triangle. It says in any triangle with sides A, B, and C. So to solve any triangle, you can use law of sines. Law of sines are these proportions that you're seeing here. So a ratio set up, the side A over the sine of angle A equals the side B over sine of angle B. You can also flip these. I prefer to actually do trig function angle over side, trig function angle over side. But setting up the three different ways that you can set up the proportion for this. We've solved right triangles in one of the other trig chapters. We did not use the law of sines because it was a right triangle. When it's a right triangle, you can use SOHCAHTOA, which is what we did use, and you can also use Pythagorean theorem, which I think we'll be able to use in part of this as well. But this is just what the law of sines is. So it's always setting up a proportion. You have to have three of the four things known. So you'll either have two angles and one side, or you'll have two sides and one angle, finding one additional missing piece to complete filling out the triangle. Again, just like the last time we solved triangles, I'm actually going to go to the first example. The last time we solved triangles, you had to have three given things, and you have to find three. You can draw out a triangle if you'd like. I'm going to leave it off, but I'm going to list everything I need to still find. I need to find side C, angle A, and angle C. Being that I have angle B and side B, this is a two-side, one angle problem. Being that I have angle B, side B, and side A, I have to find angle A first. So I know what I need to find. Maybe I should write that over here. Angle A, angle C, and side, we said side C. These are our unknowns. We said we're going to find angle A first. So I'm going to set it up sine of angle A over 12 feet equals sine of 66, which is angle B, over side B, which is 32. Then I'll cross multiply. 32 sine A equals 12 sine 66. Divide by the 32. And remember, we're trying to find an angle here. So I need to find a missing angle, you have to use inverse. Inverse when you're finding the unknown, which is the angle. So sine inverse of this entire fraction. So I'll pull over the calculator so we can do that together. And then that'll leave me with angle A and what it equals. So we should first make sure we are in degree mode. So now we're dealing with degrees, so I'm going to switch to degree mode. And I am going to hit alpha y equals, no, before that, sorry, second sine, oh geez, if I can hit the right buttons, second sine alpha y equals, I'll get better at this video thing, I promise, 12 times the sine of 66 degrees over 32. Close my parenthesis, make sure I plugged in everything correctly, and hit enter to get the angle. It does say in the directions on your notes, if you look at just the blank notes, it says to round to the 100th, or to the 10th. So 20.0 is going to just be 20 degrees. So I now know angle A is 20 degrees. If I have two angles in a triangle, I can find the third. Most important to understand here is that we're not going to have a right angle. These are just maybe an obtuse triangle, so no right angle. And so I'm going to find my third angle next. I'm going to find angle C using the fact that I know two of the angles. So 20 plus 66 plus C equals 180, right? All three angles in the triangle will add up to 180. So I get, what, 86 plus C equals 180. Subtract over the 86. 180 minus 86 is going to leave me with C being 94 degrees. So now I have two of the three things that I need to know and find. And so to find the missing side, I can't use Pythagorean theorem because we can only use that for a right triangle. So to find side C, don't think that you can use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We have to set up another law of sines proportion. So now that I have angle C, I can set up, I have angle C, so I'm going to use sine of C over side C, and then I'm just going to use B because that was given, just in case I made a mistake with finding angle A over B. So this is what I'm going to use now, and I'm going to use sine of 94 over C, which is our unknown, equals sine of, B was 66 over 32. And then I cross multiply here, 32 sine 94 equals C sine 66. Divide by the sine of 66. No inverse necessary here because I'm finding a side, not an angle. And that leaves me with angle C. But again, I have to plug this into my calculator. So I grab the calculator and I hit alpha y equals, get the fraction, and I hit 32 sine of 94 over sine of 66. And then that gives me a side length of 34.9. 34.9. And then again, that's a side length, and I look and see if the other two are in feet, so this will be in feet as well. So we end up with 34.9 feet for the side. Moving on to the second example where I will have two angles now this time and one side. So pretty easy to find that third angle, angle B. I'm going to find angle B first using that same equation that I used before. All three angles, A, B, and C, have to add up to 180. So 138 and 34, 138 and 34 is 172. 180 minus 172 is 8. When I solve this, plus, what did I say? That'll be 172 equals 180 minus over the 172. I get angle B is 8 degrees. One of my three unknowns. Now that I have angle B, I have angle C and side C, so I have to use that as part of my my ratio that I know, a part of the proportion. And it really doesn't matter if you find side B or side A first. I'm just going to go A first. So sine of 138 over A equals sine of 34 over 20. Cross multiply. Again, finding side length, no need for inverse. Setting up, solving this piece, sine 34. That's 34, that's not a times, 34 there. This is going to give you A. So calculator, alpha y equals, pick for the fraction, 20 sine of 138, close, over sine of 34. Close, and I get a side length again of 23.9. This is, I believe, measured in centimeters, so I'm going to use centimeters there. And then I need to find side B. Side B, I'm going to set up with the angle that I found. So sine 8 degrees over side B equals sine 34 over 20. So there's the proportion I set up with all of what I know and my one unknown. cross multiply to get 20 sine 8 equals b sine 34, and divide your sine 34. Divide sine 34. Plug into calculator. Alpha y equals fraction 20 sine 8 over sine of 34. And I get a decimal of 4.97, so that's going to be rounded up to 5.0. B equals 5.0 centimeters. I have all 3 missing parts, 3 given, 2 angles and a side, found the other angle, and then use law of sine proportion to find the other 2 sides. Hope that makes sense. Bye, guys.